So in my last video, we set up my entire planner for the month of October. I basically reset my planner and walked you through all of the different sections. In this video, we are going to dive into my actual October budget. Now, I have made a couple of small changes to my budget routine, so I'm gonna be walking you through all of those changes that I have made within my budget planner and showing you how I'm setting up my budget for the month in order to really help me to stay on top of it. Now, the month of October is a pretty busy one as far as all of the events that I have going on. We have a lot of speaking engagements and a lot of other random events throughout the month. I think I have a party at the end of the month. So I do need to really look at my budget and make sure that I have added in all of the additional expenses that I have for that. But now I'm going to switch you over to my overhead view so that we can walk through this process. So I do have my Tom 90 planner open to the month of October. I also have my budget planner with the month of September off to the side. This is what I usually will use when I am trying to transfer everything over. This helps me to make sure that I don't forget a bill and I make sure I have everything in the month of October. So for the month of September, we did have a goal to pay down $1,000 in debt. I did meet that goal, so I'm just going to check it off. And then I am going to add a new goal for the month of October to do the exact same thing. And then I'm going to add another goal, save $500 in my short-term savings. This is going to be for the upcoming holidays. Okay, so let's move to the monthly calendar. The monthly calendar is where I'm going to add in all of my bills, and we're also going to look at the upcoming events for the month. This lets me know how much money I may end up spending on different things that are coming up. So I have 4 highlighters. We're going to go with orange, green, yellow, and blue for our 4 weeks. I'll do blue as week 1. We'll do green as week 2, then yellow, then the orange. So let's mark off all of my paydays. They're going to be Wednesdays. And I want to mark off all my budget days as Tuesdays, because Tuesday mornings is when I usually will look at the money and basically set up my budget for the week or for the upcoming week. So I want to mark that off with these wallet stickers. So I'm not going to mark off this in the color blue because technically this came out of our account from the last payday and it was budgeted in that payday. So I'm not going to highlight this one because payday is Wednesday, and since this came out on Tuesday, this expense was already deducted from the account. So I'm just going to highlight everything else up until this upcoming Wednesday. Oh, and actually this has already been paid, so that actually works out. And so now all of the bills are down. The next thing that I'm going to do is move everything over to my monthly budget sheet. So for my monthly budget sheet, I did this last month and it really worked out well, where I added the due dates alongside each one of the items that I had to pay. And so that is what we're going to do for the month of October. Just add this up to see how much everything is so far before I calculate savings. A budget of $7,000. take away expenses. Let me write this in red. And we'll probably do an additional offering from this amount too. My tithes usually come from my business account, so I don't usually add in tithes, but I will add in my offerings from here. I have my capital savings, which is automatic, and that is going to be $80. We have an additional savings goal of $500, and in investing, which is the Stackwell app, and that automatically comes out, and that is $50 as well. So let's see where we are. Is 629.89, and we will do the balance here. I'm going to do a credit card payment of $500. So now I'm going to do 7,000 minus 554011 minus the 830 minus 629.89, and that is 0. So now we have a zero-based budget. And the last thing that I'm going to do, which is very new, is I'm going to break all of this down per week. So what I have been doing is just trying to set up my budget every single week on a Tuesday, in which I want to just be able to review it on Tuesdays instead of having to set it up, because what I have realized is that I just end up working off the monthly budget and not really setting it up. Like you can see, I kind of did it this very first week. I did it, but I feel like I would do better. I didn't do it the last week, but I feel like I would do better with my paycheck budgets on a weekly basis if I set them up ahead of time. So that is what I'm going to do. So I'll zoom you in, and basically this is me just taking each week from my monthly budget and breaking it down. So the second week of October, I actually always end up having to pull money out of my sinking funds, kind of move things around a little bit, because my expenses for this week are always more than my income for this particular week. So I always know it's coming, which is why I usually will stash money aside from other checks in order to be prepared for it. But I just kind of want to show you what it looks like. So I have income of $1,750, but the bills for this week are $1,731.56, which means they're right at the mark. And so when we get to groceries and everything else, that brings us over about $300 total. We still have money going to savings and all of that. So what I will usually do is pull money from my month ahead account or my short-term savings account to cover this week, and then replace that money in the upcoming week. So you'll see me do that in the next paycheck. But for this one, we are under $306.56. And now I'm going to move to the very next week. Okay, so I have replaced the money from the second week to the third week. As you can see, the 306.56 here. I just move it over and I will add it back into my short-term savings account here, 306.56, and then I'm just adding an additional $100 into that account as well. And then the last week is where I really don't have that many expenses at all. So this is where I will usually hit the additional goals that I have for the month of paying down money and putting money in savings and things like that. Okay, so now I have finished all of my budgets. I have all of my weekly budgets set up, which that is a first. I have my monthly spread set up, and I know that I'm going to be doing my budget check-ins back here. I usually am spending on my credit card and then I will pay it off at the end of every single week. So what I will usually do here is just add in week 1 and then I will do each week. And so that is it. We are good to go and ready for the month. So I hope this video has helped you all as you are setting up your budget for the month of October, and I will see you all in my next video. Until then, keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye guys.